first off, how's the concussion?
Feeling great. Feeling a lot better for sure. Just taking it day by day.
What were those first few days afterwards like?
First day I got back, a lot of sleeping, and then the other 2 days, we hit rehab pretty hard. So I've just been taking it day by day with the rehab.
Is that your first one?
I had like a minor one in college, I believe. This one was a little different, just like a different effects and stuff like that.
Just like license taking levels?
A little bit, yeah. At first, I'm pretty good now. I was wearing some blue light glasses, but I'm trying to wean off of them, wean off them a little bit. So just like I said, taking it one step at a time.
How would you sum up this season?
Yeah, definitely a lot of things to learn from. For me, the biggest thing was just growth. And then as far as the team goes, we've got such a good group of guys, such good staff. Like it's unbelievable. Everyone wants to win. Everyone's really buying into each other. So being on a team like that, it's really refreshing. Not saying that I have a lot of experience on any other teams, but
How much would it mean to you to be almost the first team, part of the Rookie of the Year voting and stuff like that?
yeah, going into this year, I didn't really have any expectations for myself. It was just about doing what I could whenever I had the opportunity to. So to be in those considerations, it's very cool. Obviously, it's not the end goal of my career. I've hoped that wouldn't be it, but it's a good first step.
Other than being traded multiple times within your first couple weeks,
3-team vet.
What's been maybe most surprising about playing in the NBA or being in the NBA?
I think for me personally, just obviously the duration of the year is a lot different than college, and just the amount of games you play, but a lot of the mental aspect of not just in the games, but what you do with your free time, what you do whenever you have a practice day, and just trying not to get lost in the process. You want to. I'm sorry, my words are not obvious, but day by day, you want to take each day like a routine. I know I've said that before. Because you can get lost in the idea that I've got so long, the season's so long, whatever, I'm tired. But just focusing on what you're doing for that day and going from there.
What's the off season look like for you? What do you intend to focus on?
Yeah, I haven't been in off season yet, so for me personally, I really want to obviously develop, keep developing my athleticism, keep developing, other parts of just maturing, but obviously with my game, really focusing on just getting better as a basketball player. Right now specifically, a lot of free throws, so I'll be spending time a lot on that and just keep mastering what I do, especially in that pick and roll scenario and in that dunker spot. So yeah. But I'll keep you updated next year what my off season looks like.
I know last off season was probably pretty crazy for you.
Yeah.
Obviously. And you transferred in college. Is this your first long off season you've had in a while?
Yep.
And what do you need to catch up on in life that you haven't done?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Definitely gonna spend some time with my family. Spend some me time. I'll let you know. Maybe there's some pop culture references that I don't necessarily get. I'll have to get updated on.
Walker, what's your ceiling?
What's my ceiling?
What is your ceiling as a basketball player?
Right. For me, I try not to limit myself to a ceiling. I really think that the way I work and the way I think, I think I can be pretty good at this sport. I'm not someone who quits. I want to win above everything else. So, I'm not going to say there's no ceiling, but I'm pretty confident in myself and happy with what I'm going to do.
When you look at the pieces on this team, what gets you excited about future seasons?
Yeah. I think obviously we've got a lot of talented guys, a lot of scorers, a lot of shooters. A lot of, but like more than that, all the guys. And obviously I don't know a lot, but from what I've heard, a lot of some NBA teams, there's like different dynamics and stuff. But like everyone on this team has like bought into the idea of like being a Jazz man. And really understanding like the culture that comes with that, and trying to win and trying to work, and all the guys get along. It's made this year, like I've heard horror stories about rookie years and rookie walls. Like this year was unbelievable just because of our staff and the guys. Every day going to the facility, there wasn't a day where I was like, gosh, I really like. Obviously, there's days where like I'm pretty sore, but like I would still go in with a smile on my face, cutting up with the guys and like enjoying like the company and like working together. So really just excited about the culture.
If you watch film of yourself in game 1, game 2, whatever, and compared it to now, what would you see?
Game 1, I probably had my eyebrows like this because I was so scared of everything, or not scared, but just like the speed of the game. I think a lot more confidence. Whether that's on the defensive side or on the offensive side, understanding that, I belong. There wasn't really a doubt in my mind, but it was just kind of finding my way, in the beginning of the season. But now understanding that I do belong, and I can contribute to an NBA team. So say the mental confidence aspect.
How does that change your? Sorry.
How have you developed as a screener?
Yeah. I couldn't screen a wall when I first came in the league. But, I've really worked on it, really worked on my angles, worked on predicting on where that guard's going to go and understanding, like maybe that guard avoids you, but you want him to avoid you going over the screen, rather than under. Like if the guy's a shooter, you want to, it just depends. So really just understanding who you're screening for, angles, physicality. You see it for yourself. There was, if I got one screen, it was already improvement. So, it was pretty easy to improve on it. But yeah.
Does knowing you belong change how you approach?
I don't think it changes how I approach. I think, because I've always come with the mentality of I'm just going to try to win the game, do everything I can to help the team accomplish that goal. And I just hate to lose. But I think it just going into a game, knowing what you can do, you have a certain swagger or chip on your shoulder, knowing that, like, hey, I've done this before. Like if I had one bad game before this game, like, that doesn't define who I am as a player. Just kind of going in with a little. I know I don't have a lot of swag, but a little swag.
How much are you picking your veteran teammates' brain about what you do in the off season to get your game better?
Yeah, a lot. Obviously, they're kind of taking more exotic trips than I'm going to take, but I think a lot of the vets and what I've learned is that they go into the off season thinking about specifically one or two things they really want to get good at. And so with that mentality, I think, and I just like when I was younger, the idea was like, oh, I'm just going to get good at it. Like I'm just going to just like get everything. But like, it seems to me that a lot of vets, like I said, like specifically attack one or two things they want to get really good at and better at.
You were a Lowry's campaign manager earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
What's your last pitch to voters for All-NBA MIP?
Yeah, I think that, it's the what he does at his size, like his athleticism, his skill, his ability to shoot, finish. Thank gosh he's on my team. I don't know if I could challenge him at the rim, but he's an unbelievable player. And then even more than that, obviously from last year to this year, he's improved, but just the opportunities he's been given, he's really capitalized on them and done even better than a lot of people thought, I'm sure. It's funny, I've always said this, but growing up I watched him, so I always thought he was like really, really good and really skilled, being that kind of 7-foot, guard-oriented player. And then more than that, he's an unbelievable teammate, unbelievable guy, one of the most humble people I know. Pretty funny once you get to, crack him a little bit. He's a little cold sometimes to other people, no pun intended. But yeah.
He did say your jokes are pretty bad and like how you keep on.
Oh, of course he's gonna say that. He's jealous he didn't think of them first. I mean, I don't know why he's saying that. He makes just as lame as jokes to me. I'm sure y'all saw that comic book thing, both of us in the comic book store. He's funny, but I don't think he means to be sometimes.
Where do you plan on spending your time in the offseason? Are you going back to Atlanta?
Going back between both Atlanta and here. Just kind of going Delta hubs, so pretty easy flight. So it's nice.
Speaking of which, we talked to Colin yesterday, and he said he was also interested in opening a Waffle House. Your comments?
I would like to be the first to bring it to Utah, but regardless if there's a Waffle House here, I'm gonna be. He's got a lot more money. I know. I might have to talk to him and be like, hey, can you hold off for a little bit? Maybe we can become partners or something.
So when do we expect that to happen?
I don't know. I gotta get my second contract first, I guess. I got to talk to him about it. I didn't know that. It makes sense, though. I mean, Waffle House is a...
He said it was his favorite fast food restaurant, his favorite 5-star restaurant.
Listen, Waffle House is an experience. I can't even tell you, like, it's a good experience, but it's just an experience, man.
Holiday was the best experience.
Well, for me, it was the best experience, but I've heard horror stories about other people, but, like, I don't think they understand, like, that's part of the Waffle House, You're going to get someone who's, like, probably, like, can... beat everyone up in the store, but like they'll make some mean scrambled eggs, man. So I mean, I love Waffle House. We have one literally like 2-minute drive from my house. Like they know my order when I walk in. It's Waffle Home, honestly. So,
What are conversations with your family been like this year?
Yeah. My dad and mom and everyone is, very proud of me. So that's, for me, one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do is to make the people closest to me proud, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So to hear that, brings a smile to my face. But, of course, they've got their own little critiques, everyone does. Like,
walk me through one of those conversations.
Dad would be like, hey, man, you had a great game. But we got to work on those free throws or something like that. I'm like, I know, Dad. Like, I get it. He's like, yeah. I'm like, you dropped that one pass. He's like, but you're doing great. You're doing great. Thanks, Dad. Stuff like that. But, he was a player himself, so he's always going to, he sees the game super well as well. So.
Are you harder on yourself or is your dad harder on yourself?
I'm harder on myself, no question. Yeah. But, I mean, my dad's not really hard on me anymore. He was never, like, bad. I talk like he was like a horror story or anything like that. No, he just, like I said, he was a player, so he just wanted me to be the best player I could be.
Now that you have kind of a foundation set, you've got like a link with Adidas, how much easier does that make, even like the second year, just not trying to figure out how to live in the NBA?
Yeah, a lot of, like I said before, like going into this year was a lot about just learning experiences of like what the NBA life is going to be like. So going into next year, it'll be a lot more comfort and kind of hitting the beginning of the season like with a stride of like, okay, I've done this before, like I know what to do. Because for the first 2 months I didn't have it. Like I was staying in a hotel, like I had no idea where I was going to live or anything. So now having like everything kind of established is definitely nice.
Did you actually apologize to Will for getting a concussion?
No, I did not apologize for him. Okay, I do apologize for a lot of things. I'll give him that. But, I mean, maybe I did. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I did. Maybe, who knows? But as far as I know, I didn't. But, Coach is super funny. So I saw that, and I got a kick out of it.
Walker, why do you think that whenever anyone is asked about you, like, oh, what is Walker like? The first thing you do is laugh.
Because I'm funny? I don't know.
like, oh,
Maybe.
Tell us about Walker. He's like, and everyone will say, like, oh, Walker.
Yeah, that's what I say too. I don't know. I think being a tall guy, you have a certain aspect of goofiness about you. So I think a lot of people, find that funny. I'm very personable, so I always cut up with the guys. Now, whether or not they think I'm actually funny, I don't know. Maybe they, laughing with, laughing at. But yeah, you tell me. Whenever someone asks you about me, what do you go?
It's the same response.
Really?
I think that it's
All right.
because I think that you are funny.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
think that some NBA guys especially are like surprised by like your maturity and your humor
Right.
at being so young.
Thanks. Shucks. Got me blushing up here. Yeah, I think that's part of it. And like I said, all the guys on the team, we all get along. So.
I mean, I also think if you were funny, but then like you weren't very good at basketball, I do not think they would think you were as funny.
Probably not. No. Maybe. Yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that. And I'm going to be questioning everyone, like, do you actually think I'm funny? but no, yeah. Well, that's year one. I guess not. Year one for me at least. But
We got 2 more
we got
games
two
left.
more games. Yeah.